Hello students, after what we have learned in the previous class, that is about the trigonometric functions, we will know the values of some important trigonometric functions. That is, I will show you with the help of diagram so that you can remember easily. Diagram in the sense, here we will write 0 degrees, here pi by 2, that is 90 degrees. So I will write all in a radian measure instead of writing in degree measure. 0, pi by 2, and then here pi in radians, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. So I'm making one complete revolution. If I make this diagram for sine x, where x can be 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, or any other angle. If sine zero's value, I will change the color. If sine zero's value is 0, sine pi is also 0, sine 2 pi is also 0. Then sine pi by 2's value is -1. So opposite, sine 3 pi by 2's value will be -1. Not only these, you can make many more revolutions. Like after 2 pi plus pi by 2, you can write 5 pi by 2 here. You can write 3 pi here, 7 pi by 2 here, 3 pi plus pi by 2, 7 pi by 2 here, then 4 pi here. So we made 2 revolutions. After that, you can go for the third revolution. 9 pi by 2, 5 pi, 11 pi by 2, 6 pi. Third revolution completed. Like that, many more angles you will be getting. So I can say that sine 0 is 0, sine 2 pi is 0, sine 4 pi is 0, sine 6 pi is 0, sine pi is 0, sine 3 pi is 0, sine 5 pi is 0. Sine pi by 2 is 1, sine 5 pi by 2 is 1, sine 9 pi by 2 is 1. Sine 3 pi by 2 is 1, sine 7 pi by 2 is 1, sine 11 pi by 2 is 1. With the diagram, I can write this, or I can even write that 2 sine, if you take the angle x, and to the angle x, if you add even multiples of pi. Even multiples of pi means you can add 2 pi, you can add 4 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi. Even multiples if you add, it will be same as sine x. That means, suppose if sine pi by 2 is there, you add 2 pi to it. So you will have sine 5 pi by 2. So first I have taken sine pi by 2. To that I have added 2 pi. So sine 5 pi by 2 value also will be same as sine pi by 2. That is 1. Similarly, to pi by 2 you add 4 pi. The value of sine 9 pi by 2 also will be 1. To pi by 2 you add 6 pi. Then sine 13 pi by 2 is also 1. Not only adding, you can subtract also. N we will take as integers. Then you can subtract. If you take pi by 2 minus 2 pi, sine minus 3 pi by 2 is also 1. From pi by 2 you subtract 4 pi. Sine minus 7 pi by 2 is also 1. That is what I mean. Okay. Now I will take for cos. Before that, I want to tell you one more thing. One more thing you have noticed here, sine 0 is 0, sine pi is 0, sine 2 pi is 0, sine 3 pi is 0, sine 4 pi is 0. So, sine n pi will be 0. Any number multiplied to pi. N can be any integer. Sine n pi will be 0. This also we can see. Okay, now we will go to cos. For cos also I will draw the diagram. For cos x. This is again 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. You can make one more revolution. 5 pi by 2, 3 pi, 7 pi by 2, 4 pi. One more revolution. 9 pi by 2, 5 pi, 11 pi by 2, 6 pi. So on, third revolution completed. Many. But for cos, the values if you write, cos 0 is 1. So cos pi opposite, it will be minus 1. Cos pi by 2 is 0. So opposite cos 3 pi by 2 will be 0. That means cos 0 is 1, cos 2 pi is 1, cos 4 pi is 1, cos 6 pi is 1. Cos pi is minus 1, cos 3 pi is minus 1, cos 5 pi is minus 1. Then cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 5 pi by 2 is 0, cos 9 pi by 2 is 0. Cos 3 pi by 2 is 0, cos 7 pi by 2 is 0, cos 11 pi by 2 is 0. You can make many more revolutions. Even in case of cos, if you have cos x, to x if you add even multiples of pi, it will be same as cos x. N can be any integer, so you can add or subtract. For example, I will take cos pi by 4. Cos pi by 4, everyone knows it is 1 by root 2. For instance, it is 1 by root 2 at present. Even if you don't know, now I am saying cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So, to this pi by 4, you add 2 pi. That means cos 9 pi by 4 also will be 1 by root. Similarly, to pi by 4, you add 4 pi. That means cos 17 pi by 4 also will be 1 by root. From pi by 4, you subtract 2 pi. That means cos minus 7 pi by 4 also will be 1 by root. From pi by 4, you subtract 4 pi. That means cos minus 15 pi by 4 also will be 1 by root. Same way, you have seen one more thing you can observe here. I'll use a different color. You have seen cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 3 pi by 2 is 0, cos 5 pi by 2 is 0, cos 7 pi by 2 is 0, cos 11 or 9 pi by 2 is 0, cos 11 pi by 2 is 0. So cos any odd number into pi by 2 will be 0. This also you can see. Odd number into pi by 2. Remember, n is any integer, positive or negative integer. So, I told you cosecant x is reciprocal of sin x. So, because sin x is in the denominator, sin x cannot be 0. Sin x cannot be 0 means x cannot be multiple of pi. Because secant x is reciprocal of cos x, denominator cos x can't be 0. That means x cannot be odd multiple of pi by 2. Similarly, tan x is sin x by cos x. So denominator cos x cannot be 0. That means x cannot be odd multiple of pi by 2. Cot x is cos x by sin x. Denominator sin x cannot be 0. That means x cannot be multiple of pi. Okay, so now already I told you earlier that sin square x plus cos square x is 1. From this, we can get some more identities, some more formulas. How? Take this sin square x by cos square x and divide everywhere by cos square x. Every term you divide by cos square x. Then what will you get? Sin square x by cos square x is tan square x. Cos square x will cancel. 1 equal to 1 by cos square x is secant square x. So this is another form, which actually I got from sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. Similarly, we can get one more formula. So now I will use again sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. But this time I will divide everywhere by sin square x. So sin square x and sin square x will cancel. And then I will have 1. Cos square x by sin square x is cot square x equal to 1 by sin square x is cosecant square x. This is another form. So till now I told you 3 formulas. Let me write them. One is sin square x plus cos square x is 1. The other one is 1 plus tan square x is secant square x. The third one is 1 plus cot square x is cosecant square x. These 3 formulas you have to learn. In trigonometry, you will be having many formulas. So every day when you are getting new formulas, learn them. Don't keep them pending or don't pile them up, because at a time you will get 100 formulas. So every day you will learn, it will be easy for you. From this formula only, you can rearrange and write sin square x is 1 minus cos square x. Or you can write cos square x is 1 minus sin square x by rearranging. And here by rearranging, you can write tan square x is secant square x minus 1. From this, you can rearrange and write cot square x is cosecant square x minus 1. Another formula you can get is secant square x minus tan square x is 1. Or cosecant, from this another formula, cosecant square x minus cot square x is 1. Just by rearranging, you can make many more formulas. Okay, now we will learn some values. I will make values table. First, I will write 0 degrees. To that, oh, it is degrees, not 0 square. First, I will write 0 degrees. To that, add 30. So 30 degrees, add 15, 45 degrees, add 15, 60 degrees, add 30, 90 degrees. Like this. Or you can write radian measure. 0 degrees means 0 radians. 30 degrees means pi by 6 radians. 45 degrees means pi by 4. 60 degrees means pi by 3. 90 degrees means pi by 2. Now, how to learn or write the values? One method I will tell. First, write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These numbers you have to write. Then, everywhere divide by 4. All the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 divide by 4. Then take square root everywhere. So you can remember. 0 by 4 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Square root of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. This will cancel. Square root of 1 by 2 is 1 by square root of. Square root of 3 and square root of 4 is 2. 4 ones it will cancel. Square root of 1 is 1. So all these values are for sine x. That means sine 0 is 0. Sine pi by 6 is 1 by 2. Sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. Like this, you can remember the values. For cos x, you need not write again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You start writing from the last number 1. Then next root 3 by 2. Then 1 by root 2. Then 1 by 2. Then 0 in the end. That means cos 0 is 1. Cos 30 degrees is root 3 by 2. Cos 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. Cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2. Cos 90 degrees is 0. Next, for tan x, you have to divide sin x by cos x. Because tan x is sin x by cos x. So 0 by 1 will be 0. 1 by 2 and root 3 by 2. When you divide, you will have 1 by root 3. 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2 will cancel 1. Root 3 by 2 and 1 by 2, when you divide, you will get root 3. Lastly, 1 by 0, denominator is 0, so it is undefined. Division you can do like 1 by 2 you divide by root 3 by 2 and see. 1 by 2 you multiply by 2 by root 3. 2 and 2 will cancel. You will have 1 by like that. Okay, now for cot x, you can start from back, from the last. First you will write undefined, then you will write root 3, then 1, then 1 by root 3, and last. Next, secant x, you have to take reciprocal of cos. Reciprocal of 1 by 1 is 1. Reciprocal of root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3. Reciprocal of 1 by root 2 is root 2. Reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2. Reciprocal of 0 will be undefined. Because if you take 0, that means 0 by 1. If you take reciprocal 1 by 0, which is undefined. So reciprocal of 0 will be undefined. Then for cosecant x, you don't have any problem. Start writing from the last. Write undefined first, then 2, then root 2, then 2 by root 3, and then 1. Like this, you had made a table, and if you by heart this table, you will know many values. So if you want, I will write the table in neat. 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees. 0, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2. Sine 0 is 0, then 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. For cos 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. For tan x 0, 1 by root 3, 1, root 3, undefined. Like this, you also must be able to write fast. Cot x undefined, root 3, 1, 1 by root 3, 0. Secant x 1, 2 by root 3, root 2, 2, undefined. Then lastly, cosecant x. Undefined, 2, root 2, 2 by root 3, and then 1. By heart these values, learn how to write the table. Then we will see the signs of the trigonometric functions. The next topic. If you see x-axis and y-axis, this is 0, this is pi by 2 here, pi angle, 3 pi by 2, and 2 pi. So, x is angle. X can be between 0 and pi by 2. That means x can be here. This is called first quadrant. First quadrant. X can be between pi by 2 and 3 by 5. Okay. I will take separately. Instead of taking 3 pi by 2, I will take until pi. That means x can be between pi by 2 and pi. So this region is second quadrant. Next, x can be between pi and 3 pi by 2. So this is between pi and 3 pi by 2. This region is called third quadrant. Third quadrant. 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 Next, x can be between 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Like this, between 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. This region is fourth quadrant. Now, when I draw a triangle in first quadrant, if I draw a triangle and I will take x here, this is A, this is B, and this is 1. A will be positive, B will be positive. You know that sine x is B by 1. So sine x is positive. Cos x is A by 1. A is positive. Tan x is B by A. Both B and A are positive, so tan x will be positive. If sin x, cos x, tan x are positive, immediately the reciprocals, cosecant x will be positive, secant x will be positive, cot x will be positive. That means in the first quadrant, all the trigonometric functions are positives. All are positives. Now, similarly, if you draw a triangle in the second quadrant, this is x angle. So here A will be negative, but B will be positive, and we will take hypotenuse. So here sin x is B by 1, which is positive. Cos x is A by 1, which will be negative. Tan x is B by A. B is positive, A is negative. So on the whole, it will be negative. That means cosecant x will be positive, secant x will be negative, and cot x will be negative. So here I can say sin x and cosecant x both are positives. Only these two are positives. Okay, next one. If I draw a triangle in third quadrant and take this as x, of course, A will be negative, but B also will be negative. Both A and B are negative. And hypotenuse we will take 1. So sin x is B by 1. B is negative. Cos x is A by 1. A is negative. Tan x is B by A. Both are negative, so tan x becomes positive. So we can write the reciprocal. Cosecant x also will be negative. Secant x will be negative. Cot x will be positive. So you can see in the third quadrant, only tan x and cot x are positives. Coming to fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, if you draw a triangle, A will be positive, but B will be negative. Hypotenuse is 1. So sin x is the angle. Sin x is B by 1, but B is negative. Cos x is A by 1, but A is positive. Tan x is B by A. Because B is negative and A is positive, On the whole, tan x will be negative. So the reciprocals, cosecant x will be negative, secant x will be positive, reciprocal of tan, cot x will be negative. That means in the fourth quadrant, only cos x and secant x are positives. So these are the signs. So you can remember it like this. Instead of doing all these, the easy way to remember. In the first quadrant, all are positives. In the second quadrant, sin x and cosecant x are positives. Third quadrant, tan x and cot x are positives. Last, fourth quadrant, cos x and secant x are positives. That means these two are greater than 0. That is what I have to do. Positives means these two are greater than 0. These two are greater than 0. These two are greater than 0. Instead of that, you can remember it easily. All positive A. For that I can remember all. Sin S. S for silver. T. T. T for T. Cos is with C. So C for cups. You can remember all silver tea cups. All silver tea cups. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, which are positives, which are negatives. So now I can make a very big table of values. What are these big table of values? You see. Or I will make, easy way is I will make one circle. My circle may not be exactly round. I can make a big table or a circle. This circle I will divide it into half. Then I will divide it into 4 equal parts. Then I will divide it into 8 equal parts. Then I will put one line close to this and another line close to this. Similarly, one line close to this and another line close to this. Now I will write the angles for all these. I'll start with 0 degrees plus 30 degrees plus 15 45 degrees plus 15 60 degrees plus 30 90 degrees. So what I'm adding? I'm adding 30, 15, 15, 30. The same thing I will continue for one revolution. 90 plus 30, 120. 120 plus 15, 135. 135 plus 15, 150. 150 plus 30, 180 plus 30, 210. 210 plus 15, 225. 225 plus 15, 240. 240 plus 15, 270. So again, say 30, 15, 15, 30. 20, 270 plus 30, 300. 300 plus 15, 315. 315 plus 15, 330. 330 plus 30, 360. The same angles I will write in radian measure. 0, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2. Next, for 120, I will use 60 because I will use this 60 for 120. 120 is 2 times 60 degrees. That means 2 times pi by 3. So I'll write 2 pi by 3. Next, for 135, I will use 45. 135 is 3 into 45. And 45 is pi by 4. So 3 pi by 4. For 150, I will use 30. 150 is 5 into 30. And 30 is pi by 6. So 5 pi by 6. 180, we know it is pi. Next, for 210, the opposite 30 degrees I will use. For 210, I will use 30. 7 into 30. That means 7 into pi by 6. Now for 225, the opposite, that is 45 degrees I will use. 225 is 5 times 5 into 45. 45 is pi by 4. So 5 pi by 4. For 240, I will use the opposite 60 degrees. 240 you can write 4 into 60. 4 into 60 is pi by 3. So 4 pi. Next, 270, we know it is 3 pi by 2. 3 into 90. Long back I took. Next, 360, we know it is 2 pi. For 330, I will use 30 degrees. 330 degrees. 11 into 30. 11 into 30 is pi by 6. So 11 pi by 6. For 315, I will use 45 again. 7 into 45 degrees is 300. That means 7 into pi by 4. So here I will write 7 pi by 4. Lastly, for 300, I will use 60. 300 can be written as 5 into 60 degrees. 60 is pi by 3. So 5 pi by 3. For 300, I will write 5. This is what I do. Now, one more thing I have to write is, in first quadrant, X will be positive, Y will be positive. In first quadrant. In second quadrant, X will be negative, Y will be positive. In third quadrant, X is negative, Y is negative. In fourth quadrant, X is positive, Y is negative. Why I am telling you X and Y? Because now when I write the values, I will write the values as X and Y. X means, X coordinate means cos X and Y for sin X. I will write like X comma Y. So cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0. How I know this? From the table. From the table which I have shown you here. Cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is from the table because I have memorized. Now for 30, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, sin 30 is 1 by 2. Cos 45 degrees is 1 by root 2, sin 45 degrees is 1 by 2. Cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2, sin 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. This all I have taken from the table. Cos 90 degrees is 0, sin 90 degrees is 1. Now, the remaining values, I will go back this direction. I will go back this direction and I will write the same. That means first I will write 1 by 2 root 3 by 2. Next I will write 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. Next I will write root 3 by 2, 1 by 2. Next I will write 1 c. But because x is negative and y is positive, in this second quadrant I have to take x negative everywhere. X I have to put minus in the first. Now coming to the third quadrant, I will write the values again going back. But this time I will keep both x negative, y negative. So first I will write minus root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Then I will write minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. Next I will write minus 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2. Next I will write minus 0 minus 1. For 0 I need not write plus or minus, so I am writing this. Now for fourth quadrant, again I will go backwards. I will write the values in this way. So for 3, but remember x should be positive and y should be negative. So I will write 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2. Next I will write 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. Next I will write root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2. And anyhow for 2 pi already. So if you remember how to draw this circle, you will know many values. Like suppose if I ask you what is sine 225 degrees. So look at the circle. 225 degrees is here. I will show with violet color. 225 degrees is here and sine 225 degrees is minus 1 by root 2. So I will write minus 1 by 2. Suppose if I ask you what is cos 11 pi by 6. So see the circle, where is 11 pi by 6? Here is 11 pi by 6. Cos 11 pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2. Apart from sine and cos, suppose if I ask you what is tan 5 pi by 4, then you can write it as sine 5 pi by 4 by cos 5 pi. What do we have? Where is 5 pi by 4? 5 pi by 4 is here. Sine is minus 1 by root 2. Cos is minus 1 by root 2. So write minus 1 by root 2. Minus 1 by root 2. Both will cancel. Answer is 1. Similarly, you can write for cot also. If I will ask you what is cot like 3 pi by 2. So I have to take cos 3 pi by 2 by sine 3 pi by 2. Where is 3 pi by 2? See here, this is 3 pi by 2. Cos is 0, sine is minus 1. Cos 0, sine minus 1, it will be C. Like that, anything. Suppose if I ask you, what is secant 5 pi by 6? So I can write 1 by cos 5 pi by 6. That means I will see 5 pi by 6. Here is 5 pi by 6. Cos is minus root 3 by 2. So 1 by minus root 3 by 2. That means reciprocal. Minus 2 by root 3. This is the value of secant 5 pi by 6. This is how you can remember. In the beginning, you try to see the circle and then write the values. Slowly, I will tell you the shortcut method. That way also you can remember. Another method, shortcut method is there. That way also you can remember. What is that shortcut method? Always you have to use 180 degrees or 360 degrees. For example, you have 225. So first of all, 225 degrees, which quadrant you have to remember. 225 degrees is in third quadrant. In third quadrant, sign will be negative. That is true. Then 225 you can write as 180 plus 45. So same sine 45 value, sine 45 you need not be very much trying hard. It is 1 by 2. So if you remember up to these, only first quadrant values if you remember, the remaining also you can. Suppose 11 pi by 6 is there. What is 11 pi by 6 actually? 11 into 180 by 6. 630s. So it is 330. So 330 is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, cos is positive. Now you can write same pi by 6. Cos pi by 6 value, root 3 by 2. So you can write the same root 3 by 2. Similarly, tan, look at this, 5 pi by 4. 5 into 180 by 4. 4 4s, 16, 4 5s. 5 into 45 is 225. 225 is in third quadrant. Tan is positive in third quadrant. And tan pi by 4 is 1. So you can write 1. 3 pi by 2. This 3 pi by 2 and all, I told you shortcut method in the beginning of the class. Do you remember with the help of diagram? Yeah, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. These values are already I told. This is only the shortcut. But we can go for 5 pi by 6. 5 pi by 6. 5 into 180 by 6. So it is 150. 150 is in second quadrant. Secant is negative in the second quadrant. And secant pi by 6 is reciprocal of cos pi by 6. Cos pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. So reciprocal is 2 by root. This is another shortcut method. Without seeing the circle, you can write the values. But the way I'm telling you, you practice it. One time you won't get it. You have to practice many times. So in this way, we can find the values. Now for trigonometric functions, we have to learn the graphs. We have to remember the graphs and domain and range. For instance, if I take y equal to sin x, the first trigonometric function I will take sin x. How the graph of sin x will look like. Here 0, here pi, here 2 pi, like that. Here minus pi, here minus 2 pi, here 3 pi, here 4 pi, like that it goes. Minus 3 pi and so on. Here 1 and here minus 1. So see how the graph goes. Sin 0 is 0. X is 0, y is 0. Sin pi is 0. X is pi, y is 0. Sin 2 pi is 0. Sin 3 pi is 0. Sin 4 pi is 0. X is you are putting and you're getting y in the function. Sin minus pi is 0. Sin minus 2 pi is 0. Sin minus 3 pi is 0. So I have to put points here. Next here, sin pi by 2 is 1. Sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. Sin 5 pi by 2 is 1. Sin 7 pi by 2 is minus 1. So join these points and get a wave. The sine wave goes like this. It will continue this side also. Like this. So if you take domain, that is the values of x, they belong to the interval minus infinity to infinity. Because left side the graph is going up to minus infinity on x-axis. On x-axis the graph is going up to infinity on right side. Then the range, that means y's. You can see the graph is down till minus 1 and up it is till 1 only. That means the graph is going from minus 1 to 1. This is the range for sin x graph. Similarly, we have cos x, tan x and all. In the next class, we will learn about this. With this, we will end this class. Learn always whatever I teach. Immediately you will learn. Then only it will go into your brain quickly. Okay, see you in the next class.